Welcome to Pagoda Podcast, where we explore ideas, strategies, and insights to help businesses grow, scale, and prepared. So imagine two companies in the exact same industry, right? Both are pulling in $5 million a year in top-line revenue.
Okay, pretty solid numbers.
Yeah, exactly. But when it's time to sell, one goes for $10 million and the other just scrapes by at maybe 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a massive gap.
Right. So what is the buyer seeing that the owner completely missed? Today, we are doing a deep dive into the concept of operational strength. And our mission for you is to figure out what actually drives that massive multiplier behind the scenes.
It really is the ultimate blind spot for successful founders. We see owners obsess over the sales numbers all the time. They treat gross income like it's, the only scorecard that matters.
Yeah, which I get. I mean, revenue is exciting.
It is. But excessive top-line revenue without an operational foundation actually destroys value. It burns out your team and terrifies intelligent investors.
Okay, let's unpack this because I love the car analogy for this. Revenue is basically just the top speed of your car, right?
Right.
But operations, that's the engine's reliability. So why do buyers care so much about how the engine runs if the car is already going fast?
Well, what's fascinating here is that buyers aren't just buying your current cash flow. They're buying predictability. They want an asset that runs efficiently with minimal dependency on any single individual.
Especially the owner, I'm guessing.
Oh, 100%. If the business falls apart when you take a vacation, that lowers buyer confidence. They want low risk, which means they need to see a resilient engine under the hood.
So how do we actually pour that stronger foundation? When we look under the hood of highly valued companies, what architectural shifts are actually happening?
It goes way beyond just making checklists. When you document a process or implement a reliable workflow, you are fundamentally extracting intellectual property from an employee's brain.
Right, getting it out of their head.
Exactly. And you're converting it into a tangible, company-owned asset. That transfer of knowledge into automated technology, clear metrics, and strong leadership is what buyers actually pay a premium for.
I want to push back on that a little bit, though. Documenting every single process sounds like a fantastic way to kill the agility that made a startup successful in the first place.
That is a really common fear, for sure.
Right. Like, how do you systemize everything without just suffocating your team and bureaucracy?
Well, true operational excellence actually does the exact opposite. Good systems don't micromanage. They automate the mundane stuff, so your team actually has the bandwidth to be agile.
Oh, so they're not bogged down in the daily grind.
Yeah, exactly. When technology handles the repetitive workflows and metrics are transparent, your leadership team isn't fighting daily fires. They are free to innovate.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Building out that architecture doesn't just make your life easier today, it fundamentally changes the DNA of the company.
Yes, it makes it infinitely easier to scale across new markets.
Right, and simultaneously it becomes a turnkey operation for a future buyer, which obviously dramatically increases buyer confidence.
But that highlights the massive friction point we see in the sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Moving from a chaotic, hero-driven culture to a systemized asset is incredibly difficult when you're busy just keeping the lights on.
Yeah, nobody has the time or the perspective to audit their own bottlenecks when they are, managing active customer crises.
Which is exactly why frameworks like the Black Pagoda approach are so critical here. Instead of an owner just guessing where the gaps are, they use AI-powered insights to objectively audit the business.
Wow, so it takes the guesswork out entirely.
Totally. It identifies exactly which workflows are bottlenecking growth and helps implement the strategic guidance to fix them. Plus, they even provide trusted brokerage support when it's finally time to sell.
So, synthesizing everything we've covered today in this deep dive, the core takeaway is that operational strength is the ultimate growth hack. It lowers risk and secures your wealth.
Yeah, it really does.
So we want to leave you with this final thought. If you were forced to completely step away from your business for a month starting tomorrow, would your current system sustain your valuation, or would a buyer immediately see the cracks?
Thank you for listening to Pagoda Podcast. To learn more about how Black Pagoda helps businesses grow, scale, and sell, visit www.blackpagoda.com. We look forward to bringing you more insights in our next episode.